Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de Cine Premier? Estamos aquí en entrevista con Fisher Stevens, director de Palmer, que próximamente estrena en Apple TV Plus. Hi Fisher, how are you?
Muy bien, gracias.
Palmer. You were all USA player 2 years in a row at Riverside?
Yes, sir. A whole lot's changed.
This is your first movie in almost 10 years, your first fiction in almost 10 years. Why did you consider Palmer that was a good movie to return to directing fiction?
I felt like Palmer was much more manageable. My last film, which was actually, I guess I made it in 2012, 2013. Stand Up Guys, it was a bigger movie, I didn't have full kind of control in that film where I could hire who I want to hire and, make changes to the script if I want. That was a little bit more of a kind of studio picture. I wanted to go back to my independent roots, and having finished many documentaries, I thought this is a film I could make kind of like in the way I make my documentaries, with small, down and dirty, homemade, my kind of create a team around me that I want, and keep it down and dirty, so to speak. So when I read Palmer, I thought this was the perfect movie to do that with. I loved the script. I was touched by it. And also after Stand Up Guys, it wasn't like people were throwing a lot of scripts at me because it didn't do great at the box office, which is kind of how they anoint or talk, that's how people judge directors. But I definitely read a bunch of scripts after Stand Up Guys, and this was the first one where I thought, I got it. This is what I need to make.
I want to ask you about your inspirations for the film, because when I was watching it, it reminded me of A Perfect World, Mud with Matthew McConaughey, Joe with Nicolas Cage, and there are many movies that talk about cons or ex-cons that deal with innocence and all this. Did you use these movies as inspiration for Palmer, or did you go by your own way with the story?
That's interesting. Those movies for sure I didn't, because I haven't seen any of those movies. But now I wish I did. I used Paper Moon as an inspiration, but that was more for my inspiration to how to direct a young actor.
You clear over there just to get you to some depot?
Then keep going, we'll hit one in Sylvan Grove.
Where's Sylvan Grove?
Right here.
Justin and I watched a lot of Paul Newman films like HUD and Cool Hand Luke and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I looked at Palmer as that kind of Paul Newman, Paul Newman-esque kind of guy, that anti-hero that Newman plays, or Steve McQueen. Those guys in the 70s, a lot of my inspiration are from older movies, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. But, and then my other inspiration was just being a documentary filmmaker and trying to make this thing as real as possible. I kind of inhabited the worlds and did a lot of research as to the actual towns that we were filming in and the actual places that we were, and tried to make this as real a place as possible. So I was also inspired by documentarians for this film as well, like the Maisel brothers or Frederick Weissman. Those people kind of inspired me because I wanted to make this kind of a real life telling of a fictional story.
Listen to me, son. Kids are mean, especially when they see something that they ain't used to seeing.
We live in a world of extremes, tolerance versus intolerance. In this case, in this particular case, what role do you think that movies like Palmer can play to make the world a better place for everyone?
Well, that's a great question, and I didn't think the world was going to be this, or certainly the United States was going to be in this kind of shape today. The day before inauguration of a new president, I didn't think we'd, for the first time, have a president denying the transfer of power like we're, with Trump. But I think these movies are more important than ever, because this movie wasn't made for a blue voter, a red voter, someone from the South, someone from the North, someone from Mexico, someone from Spain. This movie is just made for us, for humans, for people So I think everybody can relate to parts of this film. Everybody can relate to parts of this story. Doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you believe. You will believe in humanity, hopefully, after you see this movie. And, you know, I tried not to judge any of these characters as a filmmaker. I just tried to lay it out there and just here's the story and enjoy. And I think as an actor, Justin and Ryder and all the actors, we made it a point of not judging, just kind of presenting. So hopefully people will get moved and inspired, and maybe it will bring people closer together. People, you know, acknowledging people in their lives that they've decided that, oh, I can't talk to them. But maybe this will be a little glimmer of hope in people's lives and make people really feel. I mean, I wanted it to be an emotional film. I wanted it to be an uplifting film and an inspirational film. And that's what we all went for. And so that's, let's see.
Well, thank you so much, Fisher. Great movie and congratulations. And well, thanks again.
Okay, muchas gracias. Suerte.